Welcome to another styling video. I blew out my hair the other day for a style I wanted to do, but I didn't want to just blow out my hair to go directly into the style because I feel like that would have been a waste of a perfectly good blowout. So I've really been enjoying it. I have some loose waves here from my Dutch braid style that I did, and now it is time to go on to the style that I'm gonna do. So the first thing is to comb out my hair here. If I were starting on just regular stretched hair instead of blow dried hair, I would be adding a leave-in conditioner to the mix. But since I don't want my hair to revert at this point, we are not doing that. So usually I just kind of work in 3 sections, and this is generally if I have it straight or curly. I just find that is easier to do. So we're using this oil. It's the Mega Silk Elements Olive Glossing Polish with silk. We're going to put about that much in this section. I oiled it pretty good the other day and brushed it, so I don't really need to do a ton. But I could feel it's a little tangled here. I got this brush because although I do love the Denman D38, for brushing my hair when it's curly, I don't feel like it's as gentle. So I got this one, and I just kind of gently work it against my hand. That's another thing I do too. So instead of just holding it and going like this, I feel like the hair does better if you kind of brush it against something. So in this case, it's against my hand. I'm holding it here to create tension, which will make it a bit easier. And then sometimes this is what I do, is I put it in, kind of take it out. So this helps to kind of work some of the tangles from the root on downward. And this is just going so easily through my hair, through my ends. The last haircut that I gave myself really made a huge difference. I always used to look at people brushing their blown out hair and why is it so easy for them? Well, because their hair wasn't terribly damaged at the ends. That would be the reason. All right, one section done. Go on to the next section. When I tell you I've never been able to brush my blown out hair like this, this is amazing. I mean, look at it. It's just, and you can see obviously brushing it gives it more volume than the non-brushed out side, but now it's tangle free and I can run my fingers through it, and this will prep it for the next stage. And I'm really loving how this color looks. I wasn't sure how it would look straightened, but it's beautiful. I am definitely going to be refreshing this before I press out my hair, but as it is, I'm enjoying this. It's just so pretty. The other reason I got this brush is because these bristles, as well as being, I think, gentler on the hair when it's straightened, not when it's curly. I would never use this brush when it's curly because of the little balls on the ends, but I can brush my scalp and that feels so good, and it's just nice. The other one was too abrasive and hurt my scalp. So I'm gonna do the other side and then come back. All brushed out now. Time to part off my front section from my back, and we'll be back. And we're done. This is the style, guys. Just playing. This is how I've sectioned everything off. You see at the front, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, and I will probably make these 2 twists by themselves, so it'll end up being 7. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 at the back because I don't want to have a harsh line down the middle. So I did 2 horizontal slices in the back, like so, and then I'm gonna try and do 3, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 12 in the back, and then the 7 in the front. So it's a pretty simple process. This parting took me about 20 minutes. I feel parting is kind of like pinning when you're sewing. It takes forever to do all the pinning, and then the sewing, zoop, super easy. So it's kind of the same thing. Now that I've got it all parted, I could just braid and I'm good to go. It's not super exciting at this back part, but as you can see, there it is. And this is another reason I had to part everything out, is because I did not want to get these hairs mixed in with other hairs that I'm still working on. So I think all of this belongs to this back section. Yep, there we go. And I'm just gonna move that out of the way. So our first order of business is to braid this up. It's gonna be a twaid. We're using the Silk Elements Foaming Styling Lotion. It's the Strengthened Silk with coconut oil and silk. Surprisingly, for having coconut oil in, it doesn't do too badly with my hair. I'm just going with the smallest pump, just a little bit, rubbing it between my hands, rubbing it into this until it starts to kind of like dry out, because I am just using it really just for the hold. I am not trying to get my hair to like revert. So as soon as it starts to dry out, then it's good. And see, with the Crazy Sexy Curl, it reverts my hair before it could dry out. See that? It doesn't look like I've put any product in it at all, but it'll just give me enough hold for what I want. So then that section gets divided into 3. It doesn't have to be 3 equal sections at this point, because I'm not going to braid all the way down. I just want to get the root tight. So I'm going to do that by braiding. And I found that not only keeps it tighter at the roots when I am doing twists, but it helps so that I don't have as much breakage. I feel like if I just twist from the root, I end up getting breakage in my root. So this feels pretty good. And then I'm going to do a rope twist, which at first I was like wrapping it around my finger, but that was hurting my hand. It taking forever. And I saw a stylist on Instagram do this, where you twist it between your fingers, right? So you're doing the same motion, and then you twist the other way of where you twist it. Again, we're twisting, turning, twisting, turning, twisting, turn. And as you grab it with your left hand, you can also twist it in the direction that you're going. So that helps it to keep from coming untwisted. And we are just going to twist all the way to the end. Now, as we get to the end here, because I don't want to use rubber bands and I don't want to have this come out, I am going to use a little bit extra and turn this into a finger coil. Like so, and that should hold that. Okay, so that is one twist done. It looks great. I'll do a few more off camera and come back and show you my progress.
1 hour later.
All right, I made it to the last one here. I did separate these here so that it is just a little less piecey, since I don't have super thick density hair. Once I put it in braids or twists, especially if it's blown out like this, it just, that density that you saw before at the beginning just disappears. That's just an illusion. So as you saw, I went ahead and popped some styling lotion on here. And then once it's thoroughly worked in, I'm gonna start twisting, and I'm putting my head like this so that it kind of goes, well, I'm braiding first, but I'm putting it so it goes straight up. And then once I have that kind of nice and tight, I'm gonna separate this into 2 and start twisting. And that way, since I have my head down, it's not gonna be in a weird direction, hopefully. All right, last little bit. Add this on the ends. When I first did my blowout, I didn't want to go ahead and revert the ends. I wanted to enjoy it. But now that I've had the blowout for a week, I'm okay with reverting these ends. These look pretty good. They look really good. So it's a very different look from if I would just do regular twists. But since I did it on blown out hair, it came together here. Wow, this looks great. So from the front, it looks very nice. And it's, like I said, gonna look more full because I ended up doing more twists on the side here. Also, it helps with my hairline. I'm not pulling everything in one direction. Sometimes I find that if I have too big of a section, then it starts to bother me. So that should be good. And I have like this nice little triangular section. And then I can put this in any other style that I want. And here we are from the back. As you can see, the way I did it, I do not have that middle line. Oh, this one's really long. Why is that one so much longer than the others? Where is that one coming from? These two are the same. But this one, oh, this one puffed up on the end a lot for whatever reason. And this one did not. So they are the same length, but that's shrinkage for you. Okay, well, it looks kind of cool. It's like a little accent braid. My plan is to do something fun with it tomorrow, which you will see in the next clip. We've reached the part of the video that is the get ready with me part. As you can see, I already stuck a little hair accessory on here and I may add some more, we'll see. But this is the outfit that I'm wearing. I changed to vertical so you can see it clearly. It has all these little butterflies and things that I put on it, and I will insert a quick video montage right here showing you all the things that I did to this dress, from dyeing it to adding the stencils and everything like that. And you can see these photos as they go along here, and some testing that I did to make sure that it fit correctly. And then here we are. When all is said and done, I will wear the sleeves like this, and this makes a huge difference right away. But while we're getting ready here and before the event that I'm having this for, this will go on like this. Let's see, I separated my hair off yesterday, so the front should be separate from the back. There's a pretty clear part line on this side. Separate off this back section so it doesn't get in the way. All right, and then the goal is to try and do Bantu knots here. I think I'm gonna take this one. Let's see if we can do it. I'm just gonna lay it. Looks a bit bulky. Okay, let me try. Maybe if I start with these, put those in the back as well. Okay, let me try starting with this one. That one didn't quite turn out the way I wanted. Okay, let me try knotting these together. Okay, it took me a hot minute, but I think I figured out the Bantu knots. They look kind of silly on their own, but once you add the rest of the hair back, it looks a lot better. I have this. I'm trying to figure out, do I put it in front of the Bantu knots or behind the Bantu knots? Behind. Let's see, I want it to look cute and not silly. Maybe if I put that one behind. Okay, I think this works, where I kind of have them every other, so you can kind of see this. And then this one here, I'm going to have come to the back, and this has to go underneath the rest of my hair. So I pull that like so, and pull this like so, and then I'm going to just do a little knot so it stays in place. Okay, there we go. So the outfit's coming together. It is coming together. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bantu knots, and usually I don't wear Bantu knots because number one, as you can see, I have some difficulty with getting them to look the way that I want. If my hair was shorter, I don't think it would be an issue. But with the length of my hair, sometimes making these Bantu knots do what I want is a little tricky. Number two, sometimes the tension can be too much. So someone had suggested, why don't you try braiding your Bantu knots before making them? And I have tried that the other day and actually worked out pretty good. So hopefully, even though this is twisted tight at the bottom, because it is already starting from where the base is being stretched, it's not gonna really turn up that tension. Right now, it's not hurting. And usually Bantu knots let me know right away if they're too tight. So I think we're probably okay. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on a few more little hair jewels where I think they make sense, just to give me some extra color here, because now that my hair isn't highlighted anymore, it looks so much darker, and this will just help to just kind of liven it up a bit. Let me do a bunch of these off camera and I'll come back. As you can see, I went ahead and added a bunch of extra little hair accessories here. I've added a little butterfly here, and then here's what we're looking like from the back with it pulled forward, with it put back, but I'm probably just gonna wear it forward like this. I have one little piece that escaped that's, I don't know, doing some kind of boho braid type of thing. We have these earrings here, which I think add so nicely to the look. Okay, last but not least, I have this corset here. Just a cheapie from Amazon, but it will bring the outfit together. And I have this big flower that I'm gonna stick on the back. Kind of goes with that Spanish flair. That's pretty much it. And there we go. This is what I'm calling my Sun Queen outfit. Both in the camera here and just looking at myself in the mirror, this looks amazing. I'm so happy with it, how this came out, and it was totally worth spending a couple weeks working on this. This took a while because some of this are fabric markers and some of this is fabric paint, so I had to paint it, let it dry, and then go over it with the markers. This is what I blew my hair out for. This is exactly what I envisioned it looking like. I am so thrilled with it. Just, this is exactly perfect. And as you can see, I actually combined some of those Bantu knots. So there's 2 here, and I think 2 here each. These ones I just let be at the back, and it looks so good. It's so good. I'm so happy that it turned out just how I wanted it to. It is I, back again. Actually went ahead and threw on some lipstick and just a hint of this gold eyeshadow here after I got to where I was going, so I didn't get to film that. I actually had ordered this off of Amazon because I wanted the dress to have a little bit more flair, so I'll show you what that looks like right now. And it just makes it a bit fuller, which would enhance like that hourglass shape and that 18th century vibe. But unfortunately, the bustle, or the tulle making up this bustle, did not come in time. It looks really pretty, and I love how this looks, but it is pretty big. This is more costumey than how I actually wore it And I think it was fine because fresh out of the package, this actually smells kind of weird, and I don't know if it would have lost the smell in time for the event that I was doing. But I wore this outfit to work. I wore it to my work-related event. Then I wore it to the store on my way home as I needed to grab some things, and completely unrelated people told me they loved my outfit, which I was happy about, and the people at the event also said that they really enjoyed the outfit. So all in all, this was a smashing success, and I finally figured out how to get the Bantu knots to do what I want. Basically, you have to get them kind of pulled in the direction that you want, and my issue was before I would just kind of wrap it around at the base instead of wrapping it around at the base a little to get it to stay and then making this as even as possible and then tucking it around the base one more time once I finished wrapping it around the rest of the Bantu knot so that I could secure it. And then that way I don't have it like weirdly bulky at the top and less bulky at the bottom, but it still holds. So I'm glad I figured that out because I was not going to not do this design. I've had this in mind for so long, and I am so happy that it turned out just the way that I wanted it to. So this is my Sun Queen outfit, as I call it, and again, that is the full 360. And the other thing about the bustle is it would have shown off some of these designs a little bit more. I hand stenciled all of these on and added all the detailing myself, and I think it came out beautifully. So all in all, this was a success. And I've unlocked a new color for me, which is yellow. I have a very yellow undertone to my skin, and when my hair was highlighted, the yellow undertone to my skin, as well as the blonde hair, that went together well, but I couldn't wear very yellow outfits with it. But now that my hair is dark, it pops really nicely. So I think I'm gonna be adding a lot more yellow into my wardrobe. But now I'm done with this outfit, so it is time to take everything down. I am happy to report that these Bantu knots did not cause me any pain at all. It has been a full day of me wearing it, and my scalp is fine. I don't have any tension, any stress. It worked out great. So braiding and then doing the Bantu knots on top of an already existing braid is the way to go, and I'm very, very happy to the person who suggested it when I asked. I'm definitely gonna find that comment and tell them that it worked out great. So super happy that I figured out how to wear Bantu knots because it looks so cute when everybody else does it, and I want to be able to do it too. And I just had to do it in a way that didn't trigger a migraine for me. And this is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
12 seconds later.
My bonus Bantu knot out curls.